Hello, I'm Marcel and welcome to our video. Thank you so much for joining in. I've got my lovely assistant and model today, which is Ashra. You may be familiar with her. Please excuse the glasses. We are lucky enough to be in the south of Spain, or I think I can get away with that, where it's extremely bright. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to do this video talking about 5 tips in order to help slow down the process of degeneration, and that is degeneration for your muscles and your primary joints within your body. So what we're going to be talking about is how to strengthen the muscles of your body, which will have an effect on the connective tissue, and in the long term will have a positive effect on the bones as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my lovely assistant here demonstrate the exercises that I'm describing to you, and then I'm going to talk about 5 nutritional tips that you can help to also to slow down the process as well. All right, so if you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so to get started, what we're going to do is the first primary exercise that is absolutely crucial for any form of slowing down of degeneration and overall weakness would be a squatting type of exercise. Now the advantage of this is that almost anyone can do a squat, regardless of age and regardless of strength, because you can very much control the movement, the range, and most importantly, your balance. So Asha's going to demonstrate a forward squat. So she's just basically going to have her feet hip distance apart, squat down to a depth that is comfortable, and then coming back up again. Now, as you can see, if you keep going for me, as you can see, Asha's very capable of doing this exercise in a very controlled way, but there are variations to this type of exercise. So if Asha now goes sideways on, you can see the technique here where her hips are going back, and that's really important. So her back stays straight and her hips go back, and most importantly, her knees are not going over her toes. That's really important. Now, this level of depth is not absolutely essential, but if you want to try and you're not too sure how far you can go, then put a chair either side of you. So if I demonstrate, if I were to hold Asha's hand and you continue to squat, if I act as a chair, I'm providing support for Asha during the exercise. That's it. If you do a half squat for me, please. So just halfway and then back up again. That's perfect. And so that's a way to start the exercise, and then you build up from there. All right? Okay. Exercise number 2, and this is more of an upper body exercise, but again it's one that uses a lot of muscle and can be progressively built up as well. So this is going to be a press up. Now, press ups very often are considered to be very difficult, especially by women, but they don't have to be, because you can start off with partial body weight and you can build it up to full body weight. Okay, so Asha's now going to demonstrate a half body press up. So what she's going to do is she's going to have her arms shoulder width apart and also about shoulder height. Most importantly, her knees are down on the ground here, where she is leveraging her body on her knees. So instead of having her full body weight, she's able to do the press up using half her body as well. So it's much easier. Ideally, try and keep the hips down and bending at the elbows, allowing them to come out to the side. Now to demonstrate, if Asha can you do a full body press up? So this is a progression, so what you would want to do is start with maybe 1 to 5 half body press ups. If you can do up to 10 half body exercises, you can then graduate to doing full body exercises. And you can see here that Asha is really good at full body, but they're not necessarily the easiest. How are they?
Not bad.
Not bad. Brilliant job, well done. So that is a press up for the upper body, the chest, the back of the arms, and so on. But remember, it's all about starting off nice and easy. And if a half body exercise is too difficult, there's even easier method that you can do, which is to start off by leaning against the wall and you push against it. Exactly. And you just start with your feet slightly further away from the wall and you bend your arms leaning forward towards it. Exactly. Okay? Great. Right, now it's time for exercise number 3. And this is going to be your abdominal core muscle. This is just the beginning. Alright, so what we're going to do, Asha's demonstrating lying on her back, and what you're going to do is pop your hands behind your head, bend at the knees, elbows up towards the sky, and then all you're going to do is lift your shoulders off the floor and then back down again. And most importantly, you only want to hold the lift position for 2 seconds. So we come up 1, 2 contraction, and then down nice and slowly. Importantly, try not to let your head touch the floor, because obviously that means you begin a rested state. And what you want to try to do here is achieve a number of around 8 to 12 repetitions in one go. Of course, you can do much more than that, but if you're just beginning, this is a very simple movement. Now, what you'll find is that if you're a beginner, you might find strain across the neck as you begin to do this exercise. So the purpose of the hands behind the head is just to take a little bit of the weight of your head, but it's really important that you don't pull on the back of your head, because that will obviously cause a bit of a strain potentially on your neck. And where you want to feel this is right in your abdominal muscles. So it's really important that your tummy muscles are tucked in. Now, as a modifier, what you want to do, or what that means is to add a little bit more resistance, is as you go, you're going to tuck your pelvis forwards as well. So as you raise your chest and head, you also lift your pelvis slightly. But this is critical, that you don't push from your legs, you use your lower tummy muscles to tilt your pelvis upwards. That's it. And then again, crunching 1, 2, so effectively we're folding in the middle to meet like that, and that's using your lower abdominal muscles, which is really, really important for your pelvic floor and your transverse abdominis muscles as well, which are critical to your core strength. Again, a routine of those between 12 to 15 if you're able to, repeated around 2 or 3 times a day, can be really, really effective at helping to slow down degeneration and getting strength back in your body. Okay? Time for exercise number 4. And this one is a really great one to create balance in your body, because we've just worked the ab muscles. We're now going to work the glute muscles, which is your bottom, and the lower back muscles. So as you can see, Aushra's already on an all-4 position, and what you want to try to do is have a box shape in your body. So bring your knees slightly further forward for me, Aushra. That's it. And there we've got a nice box shape that you can see here that works really nicely. Okay, and now what we're going to do is Aushra's going to choose a left or right leg, and she's just going to extend it back out behind her. Good. And then hold it for 2 seconds, and then lower it back down again. Now, if she's choosing the same leg, then she's going to kick back with the same leg, ideally not resting it down, and then bringing it forward again. Good. So this is level 1. Okay, so kicking back. What we don't want to do is twist the hip. So if you demonstrate lifting your hip for me to the upward, like that, exactly. That's not what we'd want to do. We don't want to twist the hips or irritate the back. We just want to kick back in a nice controlled way. Now, a modifier or a progression would be now for Aushra to bring her knee forward towards her chest, so she's increasing the range and then kicking back from there, keeping the hips nice and stable. That's perfect. Good. Lovely. Now, if you rest that leg down so we get some balance, so do the other leg. And again, another modifier is going to be for you to incorporate the upper body. So what you can do is now, once you've got this movement going, and you can do between 15 and 20 of these in one go on each leg fairly comfortably, certainly without pain, but you should feel the muscles working. You can modify this with using your arms. So if you use your left arm, you can extend, good, and then back down again. Very nice. And then kick back and extend. Perfect. That's really nice. And the controlled slow movement, pausing for 2 seconds for the contraction to really kick in. Fantastic, well done. We've now completed those 5 exercises, so what we're now going to do is a bonus stretch exercise, okay? And this is commonly known, if you've done yoga before, as the child pose, okay? So what it involves is kneeling down. You're going to reach your hands forward, and you're going to literally try and separate your hips from your arms. So your hands want to reach and creep along the mat to the edge as much as you can, whilst keeping your hips as close to your heels as you can, or trying to bring them down onto your heels if you can. Now, if you can't do that, then do try to bring your hips back as much as you can. If your thigh muscles are very tight, this one will be quite challenging for you, but nonetheless try and bend at the knee as much as you comfortably can in order to get a stretch fundamentally in your lower back. So that is where you want to be feeling most of the stretch. You'll also be feeling a little bit under here, which is underneath your shoulder blades as well. Now, as a modifier, a really good way of doing this is to bring your knees apart and repeat the action. So your knees are separated, you're going to open out in the hips, and what this is going to do is it's going to help to open out your hips, your lower back, and your sacroiliac joint as well, which is really important, particularly important for women, but obviously equally important for men as well. So this is an excellent exercise to do to really ease off the lower back, particularly post-exercise. It's very important that you do this after you've done the exercises that we've shown you, okay? So once you've done that, hold this position for around 20 to 30 seconds maximum, breathing deeply and slowly. And try to repeat that twice if you can. Well done. And now we're going to go into the 5 top tips nutrition-wise. Thanks for joining us on the exercise and the 5 tips. And so now what I thought I'd finish the video with is an introduction basically into the top 5 foods or nutrients that you can eat in order to slow down degeneration and aging within your body. And one of the biggest causes of degeneration and aging is inflammation. So what you're looking for is natural anti-inflammatories. So one of the best ones for that is ginger. Ginger is a brilliant natural root that obviously you've probably heard of and used before, and I would highly recommend that you put it into your cooking. You can also use it in a powdered form as well. So it's a very, very powerful method of preventing aging and degeneration. The second one is turmeric. So turmeric is a fantastic herb again that you can put into cooking, commonly used in curries, etc. The third one, if you remind me.
Omegas.
Omegas, thank you.
Omega-3.
Omega-3, exactly. Omega-3 is a fantastic anti-inflammatory, normally found within oily fish, but now more research is coming about that it is more readily available in vegetables, in particular sea vegetables as well. And so there is a fantastic new research coming out in that you can find these things from properly sourced products, which actually, if you hold on till the very end, is something that I might be able to help you out with as well. The fourth product that we thought, is mixed fruits and vegetables, which are amazing anti-inflammatories. Of course, the hardest part of that, it's fairly common knowledge, but the hardest part of that is actually making sure that you get the variety. The key is getting the rainbow of colors, because we very often just stick to the same fruits and vegetables or vegetables with our cooking as we are grown up with or brought up with, or whatever we find most tasty. But the critical thing is getting the variety, the rainbow of colors. And so that again is an area that is in massive research, massive development, and again an area that we can help you with. And then the final one is making sure that you are drinking lots of water. Seems really obvious, totally straightforward and easy to access at the moment, but making sure you're taking on board between 1 to 2 liters as a minimum on a daily basis. Now that varies hugely from individual and how active you are, but most importantly, try and make sure that you're ingesting plain water as frequently as you can. Try and have water first thing in the morning and before any main meal as well. It will help you to digest. It also helps you to control how much you ingest as well.
And just to interrupt, if you're drinking coffee like me or tea, that makes you to lose waters because it's diuretics. So with every cup of coffee, that means you have to have extra glass of water. So if you're drinking water, tea and coffee, extra water.
Totally agree. Fantastic. Thank you very much, pharmacist. So good advice. Excellent. Now, as I said at the very end, if you want to be able to ingest all of those goodies that I've just mentioned, private message me. If you send me a message, I will tell you how you can get involved with that and how you can be ingesting up to 32 different types of fruits and vegetables and berries on a daily basis. It is the most amazing thing in the world, and it's easy to do. So the best thing is it's cost effective and it's cheaper than an average shake. So looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching the videos. If you like the video, please do send me a message. Let me know what you liked, and if there's any other content that you'd like to see as well, really appreciate the feedback. Otherwise, hope you're well and have a great day. Thank you very much to Aisha, my lovely model, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.